Action News, Delaware Valley's leading news program, with Jim Gardner.
Thursday night, Jim's off. I'm Monica Malpass, and the big story on Action News is devastation from Harvey still ongoing 6 days after that storm first struck. There is an eerie familiarity now to the scenes coming out of the Texas-Louisiana border. They have just moved from the Houston area to places further east like Beaumont and Port Arthur. Rescuers in helicopters and boats continue to pluck people to safety as these cities are now the ones that are submerged underwater. And in a tragic and ironic twist, the flooding knocked out Beaumont's public water supply, echoing that old saying, water, water everywhere, but not a drop to drink. And it forced a hospital there to transfer patients to other facilities. In Houston, firefighters are beginning the arduous task of searching block by block, home by home, for anyone left behind, dead or alive. Harvey has killed at least 31 people, and it has damaged or destroyed close to 100,000 homes. Houstonians themselves are getting back to their houses as the floodwaters continue receding there, and streets, as you can imagine, are piling up with debris. President Donald Trump is pledging $1 million of his personal money to the relief effort, though he has not chosen yet where it will go. Meanwhile, Vice President Mike Pence was on the ground in Rockport, Texas today, giving of himself in body and spirit.
You've inspired the nation by your resilience and by your courage. We just came here to commend you and to encourage you.
32,000 people are living in shelters tonight. On top of all this, there is the chemical plant in Crosby that ignited into a 30-foot flame and plumes of acrid smoke, as a mile and a half surrounding that area have also been evacuated. Helicopters and boat rescues continue as all these cities remain underwater. We have triple team coverage tonight, including relief efforts from the Delaware Valley headed south and how the storm is leading to sticker shock at area gas stations here. But we begin on the ground in Texas with Action News reporter Chad Perdelli and the latest on that dangerous chemical plant that has a connection to King of Prussia. Chad.
Yeah, Monica, it's called the Arkema Chemical Plant. Now, Arkema is a French company, but its U.S. operations are based in King of Prussia. But the concern is here in Crosby, Texas. Now, a 1.5-mile evacuation zone around the plant remains in place. Earlier this morning, a fire broke out at the plant. That fire is now out, but this volatile situation is far from over. Harris County firefighters here at the Emergency Operations Center in Crosby warn the 8 remaining containers of peroxide will catch fire soon. The initial blast sent plumes of smoke 30 to 40 feet in the air. Harris County Sheriff's deputies manning roadblocks around the 1.5-mile evacuation zone were impacted by the smoke.
Our deputies encountered smoke and complained of respiratory irritation. One was taken to a nearby hospital by ambulance, and 14 drove themselves to the hospitals to be evaluated.
Flooding from Harvey shut off power to the plant. Anticipating a power outage, Arkema officials say the peroxides were put in 9 refrigerated containers prior to Harvey's landfall. But massive flooding also shut down the backup generators. The peroxides are decomposing and heating inside the containers.
I don't want the public to think that these are massive explosions. We're trying to make sure that our citizens are comfortable in what's going on and that they know the truth. And so with that, these are small container ruptures that may have a sound, may have a sound of a pop or something of that nature.
Company officials and the Environmental Protection Agency say the burning peroxide is not toxic. Neighbors of the plant whose homes were evacuated earlier in the week just want to know when they'll be allowed back home and are worried about the impacts.
My house is fixing to go on the market, but I don't even know if I can sell my house now.
They say really you got a 1-mile buffer zone. They've kicked us out to 1.5 miles, so I think we're in good area where we're at.
And when evacuees will be allowed back into their homes is unclear. Fire officials here in Harris County are simply watching the situation. As for those 15 deputies, they were taken to a local hospital and released shortly thereafter. All are doing okay. I'm live in Crosby, Texas. Chad Perdelli, Channel 6 Action News. Monica?
Thank you, Chad. Let's switch live now to Jeff Jericho in our satellite center. Jeff, a Delaware County cleaning and restoration service that actually helped during Hurricane Sandy will soon be headed to the flood zone in Texas as well, and they're taking donations, aren't they?
That's right, Monica. Those folks are busy packing tonight for what will be weeks of hard work cleaning out and drying out homes. But with their equipment and their skills, they will be bringing donations from a community that has been touched by those struggling in Texas.
I say thank you. Awesome. You're the best.
Throughout the day,
Thank you. We appreciate it.
donations rolled in.
Every 2 minutes there were cars pulling up.
Each containing supplies for folks displaced by flooding in Texas. Diapers, baby formula, cases of water, filling up the garage at Pro Action Restoration in Ridley Township. The company president decided to collect goods to deliver when he and his team head to Texas this weekend to dry out homes.
I didn't know that the outpouring that we were going to get. I thought I was going to be bringing a box truck down of supplies.
The Ridley Township Police Association made one of the first deliveries. Dozens more followed.
We just collectively, from people from the family, put together. We got some of the kids that played in the basketball league to help bring it down, carry it out the store and all that.
For many, giving is the least they can do.
I want to cry. I saw that home with the elderly women just sitting there in their wheelchairs, and I just wanted to go down and get them out myself.
All these items are going to the Texas Diaper Bank, a nonprofit organization that's preparing emergency diaper kits for displaced families. According to its website, these are the types of items that other emergency relief organizations simply don't provide. In Downingtown, Chester County, another huge response. VFW Post 845 turned into a sorting center of donations. Clothing, batteries, and paper products will be loaded into a trailer headed south. The community's response pleasantly surprising organizers.
Hopefully we can fit everything in it, and if not, we'll make a way to get it there.
And Pro Action in Ridley Township is still collecting goods. They'll be collecting them through Saturday. In fact, someone donated an 18-wheeler to the cause to transport those goods. They will be collecting them today and tomorrow. Reporting live in the SAT Center, Jeff Cherico, Channel 6 Action News.
Wonderful to see. Thank you, Jeff. And as you know, the powerful hurricane forced oil rigs and refineries to shut down. Now the federal government is dipping into its emergency stockpile. Energy Secretary Rick Perry is releasing 500,000 barrels of crude oil to make up some of the difference. It is held at their Strategic Petroleum Reserve in Texas and Louisiana. They hope that can keep gas prices from spiking any further, and it will calm concerns about any shortages. AAA says the price jump is already happening, though, across the country. The national gas average is already up 10 cents in the last week to $2.45 a gallon. That is the highest so far this year. In the Philadelphia 5-county area, it's risen to $2.65. South Jersey at $2.40 a gallon. Northern Delaware up 7 cents just overnight to $2.39. Action News reporter Dan Quay are live at a gas station in Bala Cynwyd for us after talking with drivers and oil experts. Good evening, Dan.
Good evening, Monica. People are starting to notice the sharp rise in gasoline prices, and they're not happy. In some cases, some are rushing to the pumps before the prices go up even higher. Others fearing there could be shortages because of what is going on in Texas.
According to the Pennsylvania Gasoline Retailers Association, gas prices in the last 6 days have gone up from 20 to 24 cents a gallon. Consumers are flipping out.
Prices are ridiculous, and we need to put an end to it. I need more money in my paycheck to afford this stuff. It's just ridiculous.
Not only that, some customers are rushing to the pumps after noticing some stations down south affected by Harvey are running out of some types of gas.
People are getting a little nervous and getting gas as soon as possible right now, and it's a little crazy that we're affected this much.
Analysts say prices normally go up a little during the Labor Day weekend, but then you add the fact that 1/4 of the Gulf Coast oil refining capacity was taken offline due to Harvey. Radnor analyst Stephen Short predicts prices will go even higher.
We could expect to see anywhere between a 20-cent to 40-cent gallon rise in the price of gasoline over the next several weeks.
But the Gasoline Retailers Association suspects there's something else going on.
Gouging is what I would call it.
Ross DeBono, who represents gas station owners and operators, acknowledges refiners in Texas have been impacted, but the East Coast has its own refining capacity and prices should not be going up as high as they are.
I have to believe that the oil companies really are taking advantage of our consumers.
Maggie Kennedy certainly noticed how much more it cost her to fill up her car.
It's about $6 more right now than it normally would to fill up.
And that's causing some to do what Ted Hahn is doing.
This gas station is more cheaper than any other place.
So you're looking for the best bargain you can find?
Yeah, it's big.
Analyst Robert Shork predicts that it may take as long as October before the prices start start falling again as oil refineries start going back online. Live here in Bala Cynwyd, I'm Dan Cuellar, Channel 6 Action News. Monica?
Thank you, Dan. We want to thank everyone, by the way, who took part in our Day of Giving fundraiser today, part of a network-wide charity event for the victims of Hurricane Harvey. The Disney ABC television group has raised more than $9 million at our stations all across the country. And we're also thinking about our colleagues at sister station KTRK in Houston, who have been on the air throughout the storm and the aftermath.
It's personal to us because they are out 4 days now of continuous coverage, serving their viewers, while they're also worrying, is our family safe, is our neighbors safe? And so for us, working for the Walt Disney Company and having the resources that we have, what we were able to do is all unite and say, let's all get together, let's do a day of caring, let's raise money for all of the victims of Hurricane Harvey.
Now you may remember
here at Channel 6, it was a special moment when little 5-year-old Jet Arianos, who's from Houston originally but now lives in Old City, Philadelphia, handed over more than $500 in that little box that he raised for the American Red Cross Relief Fund through a lemonade stand. Little guy there doing big things. Thank you, sir. But to all of you, all our generous viewers, we say thank you again. And of course, the victims, thank you too. Well, we hope you are enjoying your final hour of summer, if you will. Tomorrow begins the first day of fall, at least unofficially, and it is actually going to feel like it. Meteorologist Adam Joseph in for Cecily Tynan tonight with that accurate. The forecast is going to be well below normal as September starts, isn't it, Adam?
Yeah, going to need some light jackets tomorrow morning, especially for the kids back to school and the bus stop in the morning. Take a look at the highs today. Yes, the last day of August felt summer-like. 84 Philadelphia, 86 in Millville, 84 degrees in Wilmington, and equally as warm at the shore. But satellite and radar shows clouds coming through and a couple of scattered showers. This is a cold front that is going to bring that big change over the next few hours. In fact, future tracker, as we wake up tomorrow morning, you see many 40s northwestern suburbs at 7 a.m., 54 Philadelphia, as well as Millville, 56 in Dover. And then in the afternoon, temperatures only in the upper 60s to near 70 degrees. And we're also tracking the rains from Harvey near Nashville. Monica, for part of your weekend, I'll have more details on that coming up in that full AccuWeather forecast.
Thank you, Adam. And still to come on Action News, confrontation at an event to celebrate cops. It is the Back to the Blue Rally Ruckus. Plus, we're live from MetLife Stadium in North Jersey after the Eagles' final game of the preseason. And meteorologist Adam Joseph back with that Labor Day weekend forecast for you from AccuWeather when Action News continues tonight. What you're looking at are tense moments outside Philadelphia Police Union headquarters tonight. A large crowd had gathered for a Back the Blue rally being held inside, but there were also protesters. Tonight's showing on both sides follows a recent protest outside the home of an officer who fatally shot a suspect in the back. The president of the local FOP says that protest went too far.
I hope to see that we're able to make sure that the people out on the street at these protests are more civil, more respectful to the police. I also would like to see the administration let us do our jobs out there on the street.
The FOP would like officers' names kept private for at least 30 days after they're involved in a shooting. A judge has issued a temporary order to hold the names for 72 hours. Mayor Kenney wants those names released almost immediately. A Camden man is now behind bars in the beating death of his girlfriend's 4-year-old daughter last month. Police say 20-year-old Najaquan Ross admitted beating little Natalie Gunter for not eating her dinner while he was babysitting her and 2 other children. Ross is now charged with first-degree murder. The child's mother was already charged with not seeking medical care for the little girl until 3 days after the July 15th beating. Happening tomorrow morning, road closures will take effect around the Philadelphia Museum of Art for this weekend's Made in America Music Festival, and they won't reopen until next week, starting at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Philadelphia police say the outer lanes of the Ben Franklin Parkway and outbound Kelly Drive will be blocked off, along with stretches of 21st, 22nd, and 23rd Streets. Fencing and final preparations will be installed as thousands of concert goers are expected to jam into the site with 5 stages around Aikens Oval and the Ben Franklin Parkway. And we have much more about the Made in America Festival for you on 6abc.com, including the full list of street closures and the mass transit information you need to know. You can also see the lineup of artists expected to perform this weekend. And tune in to the Action News Morning Team starting at 4:30 a.m. as they monitor the impact on traffic with updates for you throughout the rush hour. A Chester police officer has been charged with sexually assaulting 2 women while on duty. Authorities say 47-year-old Albert Ross was first accused of sexually assaulting a woman in an elevator. Officials say there was not enough evidence to charge him until a second incident was reported. In the second case, Ross is accused of inappropriately touching a 46-year-old woman while responding to a call. Well, today is recognized as International Overdose Awareness Day. This crowd gathered for a candlelight vigil in Rose Tree Park in Media tonight. Organizers hope the event will lead to greater awareness about how drug addiction can lead to a deadly overdose. Similar events are taking place across our region. The Navy is posthumously promoting all of the sailors killed in the USS John McCain accident at sea, including Cherry Hill native Kenneth Aaron Smith. Military officials today advanced the 22-year-old electronics technician to the rank of second class. 10 sailors were killed when the guided missile destroyer struck a merchant ship August 21st in Singapore. Smith moved to South Jersey from Virginia and attended Cherry Hill East High School. Today marks 20 years since the death of Princess Diana, and while the people remembered their princess with flowers, photos, and other tributes outside Kensington Palace, her sons remained mostly out of the spotlight today. Later this year, a statue will be erected in her honor. Princes William and Harry are leading that effort. A consumer alert, Wells Fargo says it found 1.4 million more fake bank accounts dating back to 2009. A more thorough independent review uncovered the additional accounts up from the 2 million original ones. And the bank said it discovered a new issue today. Hundreds of thousands of customers were signed up for online bill pay without their permission. The company will refund the fees that racked up from that. Wells Fargo blames aggressive, unrealistic sales goals, which led managers and employees to defraud customers. The CEO has lost his job, and the company has paid more than $320 million in fines and lawsuits. Adam's here for Cecily, and let's find out about some big changes in that weather forecast.
Chill in the air tomorrow morning, but we'll warm it back up to summer levels later in that 7-day forecast. As we take a look at the Weather Center out there right now, live on Sky 6, we've got some clouds above still as a cold front continues to progress through, but today was the last day of August, so we say so long to August, as well as that summer warmth temporarily as that front continues to kind of trek through the region here. It is going to open up the door to that cool September air tomorrow morning. But it's not going to feel like September 1st. It is going to feel like the end of September. In fact, we take a look at some of these numbers here right around now, going over the next couple of hours, slipping into the lower 60s. This is for Philadelphia specifically. Early in the morning there, 6 a.m., 56 degrees. And even after lunch tomorrow at 2 p.m., still only in the upper 60s for the city and shouldn't break out of the 60s in many of the suburbs. Speaking of 60s, they're invading from the north and west right now, already down to 61 in Allentown, Reading, 51 up in the Poconos, and still holding on to the 70s in southern areas. Some clouds will be coming in during the day tomorrow ahead of the low pressure, which again is that spinning low, the remnants of Harvey coming through the Tennessee Valley right now with some heavy rainfall, but high pressure breaks in tomorrow, so sun and some high clouds with that taste of fall. In the city, we should hit 71 degrees, and this high is very dry air, so as Harvey's remnants continue to move into that high, it's going to fall apart. So we're not tracking extremely heavy rain for Saturday, but there'll be a lot of clouds. It'll be cool with on and off showers in the morning. This is 9 a.m. going into the afternoon. Again, some hit or miss showers around, and then it could briefly turn steady and heavier going into Saturday night at 9 p.m. and on average about 1/4 to 1 inch of rain is what we're looking at for the beginning of the weekend. If you're going down the shore, again, Saturday's cool, damp, only 68 degrees. Early showers on Sunday linger, but sun returns in the afternoon on Sunday of 78, and a brighter, nice Monday, 82 degrees, sunshine, a few clouds, and a very warm ocean with risk for rip currents. Hurricane Irma, Category 3, continues to really ramp up, wind sustained near 115 miles an hour. We'll watch this going into the weekend, early next week towards the Lesser Antilles, as a powerful Category 4 hurricane could be on the verge of a Category 5 as it approaches somewhere near the lower 48. We'll really have to watch Irma as we go into next week. The exclusive AccuWeather 7-day forecast, 71 with that fall feeling tomorrow. Again, a dry day, cool with periods of rain, 66. That is it in the city on Saturday. An early shower Sunday, give way to sun in the afternoon as a transition day warms up to 78. Really nice here, summer-like on Monday for the holiday at 84. Humid here Tuesday, 88 with a late day thunderstorm, and then back to the 70s and unsettled both Wednesday and Thursday. So not a perfect weekend, but at least we will clean it up here the second half.
Thank you, Adam. On Health Check at 11, American fathers are getting older. Stanford researchers found a big jump in the age of new dads from 27 years old in the 1970s to 31 years old now on average. That is an all-time high. The increasing age is across all races, but Asian fathers of newborns are the oldest at 36. And there is another trend reaching a record. More children know who their dads are than ever before. And when a father's name happens to be listed on the birth certificate, that is linked to a lower rate of infant death. Results of the final preseason game, not what we hoped for.
No, but we're looking ahead, let's say, to the season opener at September 10th. With cutdown day on Saturday, this game was a final audition for a lot of players. As for the starters, not so much. Birds and Jets, the starters are merely spectators. They are focused on that opener against the Redskins. And there's been a fierce battle for the final running back position between undrafted rookie Corey Clement and fourth-round pick Donnell Pumphrey. Clement gained 16 yards on 4 carries. Pumphrey not as effective, 6 carries for just 10 yards. Pumphrey would later leave the game with a head injury. Second quarter, former Penn State standout Christian Hackenberg finds Austin Seferian-Jenkins in the end zone for a 12-yard touchdown, 10-3 Jets. Now 16-3 in the fourth quarter. Dane Evans on the move. A wide-open Marcus Johnson, 41 yards. The Eagles, though, lose this game 16-10. Jeff Skversky joins us live from the Meadowlands with more on this game. Jeff.
Takes a big hit to the ribs. Hey, Deuces, the Eagles have to cut the roster down to 53 by 4 o'clock on Saturday, and Eagles head coach Doug Peterson says they have a very difficult decision to make with the final running back position. Either fourth-round pick Donnell Pumphrey or undrafted rookie free agent Corey Clement from Glassboro, New Jersey, and take it for what it's worth, Clement started this game, and he played much better this preseason.
I'm just in a positive mind frame right now that I'll be able to make this roster because I left everything out there.
I'm just gonna get my rest and treatment and stay next to my phone and just wait for that call.
We've got some time in front of us, but this was some good film for these guys and some good opportunities, and we got to take a look at the whole thing.
By the way, backup quarterback Nick Foles did not play at all this preseason, but he tells me that elbow feels great, and if needed, he will be ready week 1, which is, by the way, 10 days away down in Washington against the Redskins. Can't wait. All right, we're live in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Jeff Skversky, Channel 6 Action News. Deuces.
All right, Jeff, thank you so much. Still ahead here in sports, Phillies injury news, plus the Phils begin an 11-game road trip in Miami.
Tomorrow on Action.
The Phillies are back out on the road tonight. They began an 11-game trip. Their first stop in Miami. The first 4 in Miami. Pick it up tied at 1 in the 4th inning. The pitcher, Ben Lively, knocks in 2 with this single to center. The Phillies get all of their runs in that frame. They hang on for a 3-2 victory. Before this contest, Jared Eichhoff was placed on the 10-day disabled list. The pitcher has nerve irritation in his pitching hand. Odubel Herrera getting in some rehab work with Reading tonight, 3rd inning. He crushes a home run. Herrera goes 2 for 2 with the walk and 2 runs scored. He had been out of action for the past 2 weeks with a hamstring injury. Reading loses to New Hampshire 8-6. Hopefully they get him going again for this final month of the season.
I'd like to see that. Thank you, sir. And Jimmy Kimmel Live is next here on Channel 6, followed by Nightline. Action News continues at 4:30 a.m. with Tamala Edwards, Matt O'Donnell, meteorologist David Murphy, and Karen Rogers on traffic. Now for Deuces, Adam, Jim Gardner, Cecily Tynan, and the entire Action News team, I'm Monica Melpass. You make it a good night tonight.